Hey guys, so I wanted to make another video about using the Robinhood app, and I just kind of wanted to show just kind of an example of how I've locked in some profits today. Um, so I'm just going to use this stock because this is the one that I've actively been trading today and making money on. And as you can see throughout the day, it's had quite a bit of activity, and I just want to show you. As you can see, what my average cost is here, $1.72. So let's go right here and look at the history. So as you can see, I've traded this a decent amount of times, but my most recent activity is right here. As you can see, all these are buys, so I had about 40 shares this morning. Altogether, I had 40, and so as the price was rising this morning, so as you can see here, I bought 6 of them at $1.56. So I got a good buy on that. I bought it at the dip, and as you can see, I sold 10 of them at $1.90 this morning. I sold 5 at $1.88. I sold 15 at $2.05, and then I bought 20 more shares at $1.71. So as you can see, right after I made this sell right here, we'll see this is at 9:11 in the morning. I sold for $2.05, and then at 10:23 I sold for I'm sorry, that's another buy. So so I bought for $1.71 about an hour later after I sold for $2.05. So that's a 30-cent profit off a 34-cent profit off of each stock. So yeah, I didn't have a huge position, but having 40 of those, which I didn't sell all 40, I wanted to keep 10. But by selling those, and I've done that a couple different times today, and as you can see, I just sold 20 more shares, the same 20 that I bought at $1.71. So I made another $6.20 off that. So altogether today, I locked in about $12 just off this stock. And so to be able to do that, it's called day trading. So that's what I done with that stock, is I did day trade it. And we'll go right here to my account. And you're only allowed 4 day trades per week on Robinhood. Actually, you're only allowed 3. On the 4th, your account gets locked. So you want to make sure that you don't go over that. So typically when I buy a stock, I hold on to it for at least a day or two. But I've seen just the potential on that InBev, so I did go ahead and use up one of my day trades on it. So just keep in mind, these fall off after 5 days. So you can do that every 5 days. You can do a couple day trades to lock in some profit. So as far as that goes, that's pretty much how I've made a little bit of money today. Today I had a feeling yesterday that I was going to see a lot of green today, and I am seeing a lot of green. I have a few in the red, but a couple of these that are in the red I'm actually still up on by a little bit. So even though it's red, doesn't mean anything bad. So today's been a really good day. I'm up on most of my stocks here, and so let me show you guys just kind of why I chose InBev and what was attractive about it for me. So we're going to look at it over the last 3 months. And as we can see, it hit its all-time low, or it bottomed out at around $1.30, $2.33, and we've seen it to start to rise back up. So I've been trading this for a few days now, so I've been trying to get in. I got in a little bit lower than this, and I was able to sell at the peak, and then I bought back in, and for a couple days I had to hold on to this stock because the price was low, and then as we can see, it just jumped up throughout the day. Now there's no way for you to really know that it's going to do that. The reason why I felt like this stock was going to do that is because of the industry that it is. And so what this stock particularly is it's a company that's working on building marijuana-infused drinks, based in Denver, Colorado, and it has 162 employees. It has a lot of opportunity. So I definitely felt like this was a safe buy, even if I did have to sit on it for a while. And so that's the type of things that you want to look for. Is not, I'm not saying for you to buy this particular stock, because as you see, it is up and it is likely to go back down. And of course, once it goes back down, I am going to buy more. But as you can see, over the last month, it has been on an uptrend. It's just been up and down. But overall, it has been making higher highs. And so that's one thing, whenever you see a stock making higher highs, that shows room for growth. So at some point, this stock will become more stable. But being a penny stock right now, no penny stocks are very all that stable. So that being said, that's just kind of how I traded on this. That's my trades for the day, and I locked in about $12. Not that much, but considering that I wasn't utilizing my full portfolio profit on this one stock. As you've seen, I only had about $50 total invested into it, and I was able to sell, buy back in, and then sell again. So that locked in that profit for me. So another thing that I really wanted to mention is after-hour trading. So after-hour trading is, it's a lot less predictable. The prices can vary very quickly. And, as we see, this stock has been holding very steady over the day. And if we look right here, this is, okay, so the time discrepancy is just because it's a different time zone. But, so this is 20 minutes before market close, because market closes at 4 o'clock for EDT, Eastern Time. So for me, I'm on, I'm on the West Coast, so it's a little different. But as we can see here, it dropped, significantly just over a period of a few minutes. Not exactly sure why. I did look and see there was no news. I went ahead and bought this, on this dip, because I already had some of this stock, so, that's just one thing. I was already down a little bit on it, so I just went ahead and wanted to increase my position at that cheap price. But during the pre-market and after-market hours, you can actually get some really good trades in. There's a lot of times that I'll snag up some stocks at a really cheap price, or I'll turn around and sell some stocks at a price that they just normally wouldn't sell for during normal trading hours. So, that's just something that you guys can mess around with, and, it does not hurt. If you have a particular stock, say, you bought in at $2, for example, to just set a limit sell for, say, $2.50, And, if it doesn't go through, no big deal. But if it does go through, which it is very possible, during aftermarket and pre-market hours, you never know what could happen. So, that's my favorite time to trade, is during the pre-market and aftermarket hours. And as we can see, we'll see a lot of these prices just vary pretty significantly because we are in the after hours. And so, it's a lot more volatile during this time. But me personally, I find it good to, get some pretty good entry points. You definitely don't want to, you want to make sure and know what the price it averagely trades at. You don't want to purchase in during the pre-market at market price for sure, because sometimes market price could be significantly overvalued. So that's definitely something that you want to make sure if you are trading during the pre or after market hours. So for the last part of this video, I'm going to try and make this quick, but I'm going to try and make a buy and just kind of show you guys why I choose that entry point. I'm going to use up either all or half of my buying power, which I have about $41 in buying power right now. And so this is a list of stocks that I've been watching and that I just kind of keep an eye on. And I'm just going to find one that, I think that I might be able to sell tomorrow for more than what I buy it for today. So since that's the type of trade that I'm looking for, I'm not going to look for one that's up on the day. I want to look for one that's, a little bit down from what it normally trades at. And this stock is probably not one that I would want to invest in. So I'm going to move along. And so this stock right here, as you see, it's way up on the day. So, I definitely don't want to invest in this one either because I'm trying to buy low and sell high. So I'm going to continue to move along. And let's see, NIO, that's a new stock. That stock was just released a few days ago, and I actually made some money on that. I did miss a good opportunity on it, but I still got some profit in. So this stock right here, I'm not so sure I want to trade this one. I did get stuck with it for about a week, and it just stayed at the very same price. So I don't really want to mess with that because I'm not trying to get stuck with any of these stocks for the moment. So I'm just going to keep looking. And it is possible that none of these stocks that I'm currently watching are going to be ones that I want to invest in. I might have to just hold off for tomorrow because you definitely don't want to become impatient and make bad trades. And so that's one thing that I'm learning. And, the cool part about this is, I'm not an experienced trader I'm not a professional or anything. I'm just a regular person that just got started, and I have been increasing my portfolio consistently since I have had it. So, if I can do it, you guys can do it. And so that's why I'm making this video because, anybody with a lot of money can make a video. Hey, look, guys, look how easy it is to have $70,000 in their account. But, for the average person, I just don't feel like that's realistic. And so that's why I wanted to make this. I'm just a normal person. I'm no different than anybody else. And so if I can do it, you can do it. And that's the main point of my videos. I'm not trying to show you what or how to do anything. I'm just showing you that you can do it. And mainly, it's all about learning and understanding. So once you start to learn and see these concepts, it'll start to make a lot more sense to you. And I'm saying that from experience because when I first started looking at this, I was making a lot of really bad buys. And, I was down when I first started. And over the last few weeks, I've really increased my portfolio and became much to the positive. So, I'm looking at these stocks here, and there's just not anything that I look like I really want to invest in right now. Possibly this, because I have made money with this one, but the price for the possible gain just isn't really there. And, it does look like it's a downward chart, but I have made money on this stock a few times. It always ends up going above $5 at some point. So yeah, I'm just not liking the looks of any of these that I'm currently looking at. So I'm going to look at some of the stocks that I already have and just look at about increasing my position in some of these. And we'll see here. This stock is down a little bit from what I bought in at. So this is something that I might possibly buy into. But I'm going to go ahead and look at all my positions and make sure that that's the position that I want to take. So one thing I do like to, you guys will see, I do like to purchase, when I'm down on a stock, I like to continue to buy in more because that lowers your average cost, which means it lowers the threshold amount in which you need to hit in order to get your profit. So, by continuing to lower your average and increase your position, you are effectively increasing your potential for future profits. So, this is actually a stock that would probably be pretty good for me to buy more into. As you can see, my average cost is $5.27, so I could lower my average by a pretty good amount right now. So I might do that. I just want to go through and just make sure that I'm not missing anything because, I want to talk about FOMO, and that's fear of missing out. And, I definitely feel like I've been experiencing that as I've been seeing the amount of money that you can really make without having to invest huge amounts of money. And I've actually missed out on some awesome opportunities already. And, so now that's why I'm being more careful because of the fear of missing out on profit. So, that's actually not a bad thing. As long as you're doing it, as long as you understand what you're doing and you're not just buying just to buy. So, one thing that I really have a hard time doing, though, is letting my money sit here. I do like to have it invested because if it's just sitting there, it's not growing and it's not doing anything. So that's one thing that I do like to do. And I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple of these. Probably buy like 4. So, and this is how you guys can put in a buy. So I don't ever buy market price, because even though it says $5.42, if the other highest price is say $5.60, that's what you're going to end up paying. So I always do limit buys. And I'll put it in for $5.43, that way I can hope that it goes through. And I'm just going to buy 3 more shares of this. No, I'm going to buy 1. Just to increase my position up to 5. Just because I'm not really sure about this particular stock. I haven't done too much investigation into it yet, and that's why my position size is rather small. But that will lower my average by a small amount, so that's what it's all about. And, I'll probably buy a couple of this one as well, because it is, down by a pretty decent amount as well. So, I'm going to go to limit buy. And I'm going to do $4.69. And I just do this that way I can get that instant buy-in, because the price does change so rapidly during the aftermarket hours that I just want to make sure that I lock in this price. So that's why I just do 1 penny over, because it's really not that big of a deal, 1 penny. And we'll see that, even though I put in 1 penny over, it's still, the buy didn't go through. So, the price might rise up, and I might not actually even get to secure that buy. It just depends. So, actually on this share right here, it was down to $1.31, and I just purchased 20 more shares, so that lowered my average by quite a lot. And it's already raised back up by like 6 cents since I done that. So, I bought the dip, and as you can see, I'm already gaining my profit back. So, that's why it's important to buy the dips. So, let's see here, guys. Sorry, I want to let you guys see what I'm doing here. So I apologize for taking so long, but I don't want to rush into a position that's not, a profitable position. So that's why I'm really been trying to make secure trades. And so far, overall, it has been working out pretty well for me. And so I'm going to continue that. And I think I might just go ahead and let this other $16 sit until in the morning. That way, if I want to make some buys in the morning, in the AM, I can do that. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video because it's going on for a little bit longer than I expected. But I just kind of wanted to make this so you guys can just see kind of what it's all about, and you can see how profitable it really is. So, and I just want to be clear one more time, the stock market is very profitable, but you have to understand your positions, and you have to understand your entry points and exit points. You have to have a strategy. So on each one of these, not each one, because some of these I've been holding for quite a while because I bought in when I was still new and unexperienced and didn't know what I was doing. But since I've been learning, and that's why I suggest you guys just to try it. Just put in $20, because even with $20, if you can gain $3 per day off of that $20, that's awesome. That's a very good increase. And that's great practice. So I definitely advise if you're new, don't put all your money into the stock market, because it is possible that you're going to lose out at first until you get used to things. So just put in, whatever you can afford to lose, maybe $50 or $20 or $100, and just experiment with it. Make some buys, make some sells, and kind of just get the feel of it, and you'll start to learn, and I'll tell you one thing, if you're losing money, you're going to learn very fast. And so that's really the best way I can say it. Just put in a little bit of money, and if that money starts going down, just watch how much you start to learn, because you're going to be like, nobody likes losing money. So you're going to start looking for ways to keep that from happening, and that's where the progress comes in, and that's what it's all about. So anyways, guys, have a great day, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.